Imagine if you could sit at home, drive for dollars virtually in your PJs on your desktop or laptop, looking for vacant houses, tired landlords, pre foreclosures. I think you get it. Guess what? I have a tool that will actually do that for you. So you know what you need to do is stand by. Let's get it.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
Hello, guys. This is Ty, aka the Flip Man, and today I have a special young lady here, Landry, that is going to share with us how you can virtually wholesale using a tool that will allow you to virtually drive for dollars, whether it's in your local market or in any market you want to target. This is a tool that is going to make it a lot easier for you to find opportunities sitting right there in front of your laptop. And even if you're out in the actual field, you can use the app version of it. Now, like with any tool, it's not going to do deals for you, but it can make it easier for you to do deals. So enough of me. How's it going, Landry?
Doing great. Thanks, Ty. All right. Well, you said the key points, so let's get right into it and share my screen with you guys and show you a bit about BatchDriven. Awesome tool. So let's see here. Great. All right. So, I mean, the great thing about BatchDriven, just like you're talking about, Ty, is being able to virtually wholesale in the comfort of your own home several different ways. But kind of a way that I wanted to show you guys about is, I mean, as easy as it can be to do that. So here I am. I'm just here in Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm going to do just a quick search to show you guys. Let's say I'm going to do a zip code search in my area in Phoenix. Pulls up some filters for me, so I'm able to filter out what I'm really wanting to pull up. You know, whether I'm wanting those properties to be owner occupied, absentee owner, pre-foreclosure properties. Maybe I'm looking for vacants. And I'm going to go ahead and filter that out. Save that to a folder that I have ready to go. Put it in my Phoenix vacants folder. Save those properties. And now I have those. Go check them out. Seeing what's going on in this neighborhood with those vacant properties. You know, checking them out in satellite view. Really having that virtual side of, you know, maybe you have a part-time job and you don't have time to go out and drive for dollars in your car, or it's too dark to go out. Now you can kind of check out a neighborhood satellite view, see what's going on in people's backyards. You know, there's a ton of vacant lots in this neighborhood. Checking out the property information here. Really quick, simple. Being able to skip trace them, pull that contact information, give them a call, shoot them a text, send them a postcard, whatever your way, your strategy of marketing. It's going to make it simple for you. Right here, tagging that, making a nice niche list, and really targeting those motivated sellers. Let's see here. So, I mean, brought up this vacant search for me, those vacant lots. This property right here with a ton of trash in the backyard. Another great thing to kind of focus on and look for some signs of distress in a property. So in BatchDriven, not only can you do a search like I did, but, you know, say I want to go and look at the rest of the neighborhood. Maybe I have VAs and I want to have some other lead generation going on while I have other things going on throughout the day. Let's see here. So right up here in the top right hand corner, I can just drop down right in the street and check out these properties and have people virtually drive for me and generate these leads, add them to a list, give them a call, skip trace them right in front of the property. Makes it super simple to get that contact information of that property owner here. So really, really awesome being able to track your route as well up here on the top. So not only can you say, hey, go and hit these areas for me, but you're going to be able to actually see where your team members have been and make sure you're not hitting the same neighborhoods over and over again, being efficient with your time. So really, really great tool to utilize for a virtual side of wholesaling.
Okay, if you'll show like when you're going down a street like this and those little white dots and what they represent, I think that'll help people how they can drive through a neighborhood here, virtually drive through a neighborhood here, and how they can just look at a property and what information it provides.
Yeah, absolutely. So here, say I'm interested in this property right here, clicking on this blue and white icon, gives me a bit of a preview of that property before deciding if I want to add it to my list. Click add property, come down here, simple to do, skip tracing that and pulling the contact information. And if they have email addresses, that pulls that as well. Super, super easy. So coming down the rest of the street, being able to do that as I go along the rest of the neighborhood. Let's see here, what else? This neighborhood. This one in particular, is a great example of a property that I found by not only how you guys could see that I did that zip code search, but other ways to do it too.
But also, before you go any further, explain what those green dots mean, and the ones with the numbers, the blue with the numbers.
Oh yeah.
Explain
Okay.
what those mean.
Here, let's see. Let's zoom out of here really quick.
Okay, really quick, guys. So you'll get over here to dearlater.com. You'll scroll down until you see where it says drive for dollars, even virtually. Start your 7-day free trial. You'll see it here in the blue. You click that and it'll take you over to get signed up where you can take advantage of the 7-day free trial and the 50 free skip tracing, which is a limited time offer. So you need to get it going ASAP. Back to the video.
So you'll see here, this is just going to be called clustering. So the closer I get, it's just going to be broken up just to keep my leads and my map a little bit more organized so things aren't so scattered. So the closer I get, basically how I did that search earlier, every time I do a search or I add a property to my list, it's always going to begin on my map as a new lead. It will always begin with a new icon, and then I can change that as I go. So this one's currently marketing right now. I have a megaphone symbol. So I've sent a text to this one. So now that's showing me on my map, hey, you're marketing to this property. So really being able to see what you're doing with your leads on the map.
Okay, so we've covered number one, how you can simply search through a zip code. And then if you zoom in, you can start to actually just go down street by street, and you can see with some things that the house may be vacant or whatever. If you wanted to, you could just look at each individual property if you were really highly interested in a particular area. Show them the boundary option if you want to, instead of using a zip code, or if you're in a particular zip code, how you may want to just get a little bit more narrow in your search.
Absolutely. Honestly, the boundary search is the best. It's the best thing to utilize, just because, in my opinion, and with what you're doing, whether you do have VAs or you're just simply trying to really focus your efforts in general, your one-man show, and you just want to really focus on an area. So this isn't too big of an area, but I decide I want to go and see what's going on here by kind of seeing what's going on in the backyard. There's a ton of cars in people's backyard, ton of trash, bad roofs. So I'm going to do a boundary search here and see kind of what's going on in this specific area. So up here at the search bar, where you can do like how we did the location, I'm going to do a boundary search, switch gears there. And I'm going to go and do a shape here. And let's see here. Go and create a custom shape. And then now that is going to allow me to really focus my search just on this neighborhood. So I'm really being able to focus my energy here. So let's see here. Okay. There we are. Okay, so it says, hey, there's these vacants in this neighborhood, so I can really put those in my folder once again, and then dive down into this neighborhood, check them out. Like this property right here, perfect example. Come down here, it says, yes, it's vacant, and they've owned that for 22 years and 3 months. Come down here, skip trace it, shoot them a text. Simple as that.
All right. Now, if you'll pull that window back up, right there where on the status, if you could just explain that as far as them, I guess, putting different properties in different categories or whatever, and how they will appear on the on your searches.
So say, I'm texting this person right now. So let's say that they say, hey, I am interested in accepting an offer or whatever the case may be, and I want to change the status on my map to maybe now they're a hot lead to me. So really being able to customize what these properties are to you and manage your leads here, and now we actually have custom statuses too. So you can actually make your own and really pin out and customize that on the map so you're able to see what is where.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure they understood how you can identify properties as you search and that you may already be working on. Because it would be lovely if you were just in a particular area and just had those hot symbols just all over the place or whatever.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's a great point. Yep. So everything will begin as new. It's up to you to reach out to that homeowner and see what's going on there and customize that in your account. So really, I think the boundary search is a great way to utilize your time, your VA's time, your team members, whoever's doing this for you, whether you are using the mobile app too. I mean, if you're wanting to route an area, focus in on a specific spot instead of being so scattered and having these leads jump up all over the county type.
Right.
So,
another thing that I like about it, and I had a question when I was doing some searches here a couple of days ago. I selected the tired landlord, and one of my team members posed a question to me. Well, how is that identified? Like, if you do a search right now and use that particular filter, what determines what criteria did you all use that this may be a potential tired landlord? Because if you don't know, the largest group of motivated sellers, from my experience and many other people that I've dealt with, are going to be tired landlords. So if you could explain that particular filter whenever you're doing a search.
So a tired landlord, and just like, so that property that I clicked on earlier that has owned that property for 22 years, that's a tired landlord. But in here, how it's really, the criteria for a tired landlord is an absentee owner, and they have owned the property for 10 plus years. So they've owned it for quite some time. And that's how that criteria comes up. So maybe I want to say, hey, show me the tired landlords in this area. Let's do this here. So there's 11 people that have owned their property that are absentee and that have owned their property for 10 plus years in here. So put that in a folder, save that, check those out here. So pretty much all those vacants were.
So what's the criteria on that to be considered a potential tired landlord? They own it.
It is if they're so like an absentee owner, whether they're renting it out to somebody or it's vacant and they've owned it for 10 plus years.
Okay. All right. Okay, cool. Interesting. Okay.
Yep. So, I mean, that's the more I show boundary, the more, that becomes a better way to really, instead of, I don't know how to manage my leads and I don't know really how to focus in on those people. I mean, start small and then find the houses like this property right here. I drop down in Google Street View, this one that I did that vacant search for. Perfect example. Boarded up windows and doors, vacant property.
That's a house?
I mean, kind of. When I saw, I was like, yep, He's owned it for 22 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I know this is just such a great example of what to really look for. You know, you want something that's going to be highly distressed, like this said spot there. So really great thing to utilize
So,
in there.
but you may have shown it earlier, but the way you get down on the street like that, you just pull the little yellow man up there to the right,
That's right.
down to whatever area you want to start on, and that's how you start to maneuver through it.
Absolutely.
All right.
Just dropping that on the blue line.
Okay. Now, and I'm just trying to highlight this. It does a lot, guys. I'm just trying to highlight some of the things that are very, very interesting about it. So let's do some actual driving, some virtual driving.
Okay. So let's see here. Let's do it down this street here. See what's going on. So we'll drop it down in front of this property here.
So she dragged the little yellow man to the right again.
That's right. Dropped it on a blue line. So before I even begin moving down the street and how are you going to keep track of your VAs or of yourself? How are you going to even track your route? So up there in the top right, there's like a little routing icon. Oh, sorry about that. There you go. There's a routing icon. So it's green right now. So it's green to go. So now it's red. And that's how I stop my route when I'm done. So now I'm actually tracking, and this will make a route on my map. So here's another great thing to look out for. There's a ton going on in this yard. Another one, I might want to click on this blue and white icon and add that to maybe my virtually driving for dollars list. I have a folder for that too. So adding that there, continuing on my drive. Really, really awesome. So let's come down here a little bit. Go down this. Here's a vacant lot right here. Coming down and then checking out what's going on with the rest of this neighborhood. So let's say, you're adding your properties and you're routing, like how we click that button up in the top right to start. Let's just add one more. Add the property, add it to your list. And then, okay, so where have you been now? Now that we've been tracking, anything before I get out of this Google Street View that you're thinking about? By the way, Ty, before I show the routes.
No, I think we've sort of already went how you each property has the little white bubble over it.
Exactly. So let's see. So if I stop tracking, then I'll get out of this view here with that little pinpoint and be able to actually go over to let's open this up, my driving routes here, and be able to actually see where I've been virtually. So I'll be able to actually track on the desktop, which is really cool.
Which that can be very powerful because if you're doing it, obviously you can see where you've been with it. But also if you have someone that's working with you, whether it's a partner, someone you hired, whether regular or a virtual assistant, then it can identify some of the streets that you've been down. You can go back and check to see if they missed something, and or that you make an ask, say, well, we really should have looked at this property, and so that may help you, further, with your training or whatever, or as far as to being efficient whenever you're actually driving down streets.
Yeah. So this button up here too, this map option, if you're like, okay, so if I want to see how many, let's move this over. If I want to see where have I been altogether, just like you're talking about, Ty, like, oh, did you miss any streets, or, seeing where you've hit on the map and your team members, this toggle right here, this display past driving routes, if I turn that,
I think she froze up. I'm still here, Landry. Okay, so you're back.
oh, okay. What, did I disappear for a second?
Yeah, you paused for a second.
Okay, let's see. Okay, there we go. Perfect. And then there's my driving routes all together on the map. So you can see I've started and stopped a bunch in this neighborhood, but now it's showing me like, hey, I missed this.
Okay. So those are the green markers. Okay.
Yep, that's right. So that means I've hit basically this whole neighborhood. I've missed a street or two. So that would be somewhere where I need to drop down and make sure I didn't miss any properties that I wanted to look at.
Okay. So guys, assuming that you've identified a couple of properties, let's go through how they would reach out to them and the options on that.
Okay, so let's say like, this one right here. Let's go into, let's turn that off. So let's say, this property right here, I am, move this back over. I'm interested in this one. I go ahead, I skip trace it. I'm thinking, okay, you could decide to give them a call, or maybe you're like, you know what, I just want to shoot them a text. You could come down here to your SMS, to the campaigns, and then, make a campaign. Maybe you're wanting to name it December vacant properties. So let's do, right? And then picking your template, making these, and I have one set as making things that are custom in here. So maybe you have a text that's meant just for when you run into properties that are vacant. So, or a driving for dollars template. So coming in here, having to reach out to them, hey, first name, that's going to input their name for them. So say this property owner's name is John. It's going to say, hey, John. Saves you a bunch of time of creating this template, whether you're going to send it out to 10 of these properties in the neighborhood or just this one. Picking that here, let's go back and select that template, select the date you want that sent out on, and then let's move this over, and then just going ahead and saving the campaign, and that's going to send them that text or scheduling that out for whenever you're wanting to. So right within the property details, super easy. Or if you decide to send them like a postcard or a letter, you can send them a mail piece here too. And choosing your template. So say that you have a template that's specific to those vacants, or a driving for dollars template, and you pick that mail piece every time you find a property that you think that you'd like to use that for. Coming in here, choosing the start date, and then selecting those properties and sending it out. So really, really easy to get that contact information and save yourself some time and being efficient. So really, really simple to do. See in here. What about the mobile app? So for somebody that maybe is, you do like to get in your car and drive, is that something that you think would be?
Oh, most definitely. We want to show that also. So you have to pull up the mobile app.
Great. I'll share my screen on that, switch that over. Okay. All right. Okay, so on the mobile app, say you do, you're out on the go there and you want to go see if you can add some properties to your list, driving for dollars, taking a picture of a property, being right in front of it, or you have drivers just like Ty's bringing up, you have other people out there driving for you and tracking their routes here and seeing where they've been. So let's say that
But before you go any further, guys, just listen to what she just said now. This will allow you to be able to track individuals out there driving for you, to hopefully make it as efficient as possible as far as them doing what they're supposed to do and so on. But I just want to reiterate that, Landry.
That's right. Yeah. So being able to really keep track of just like how, being able to see your team members, yourself, just like the desktop, and saying, okay, it looks like I did hit that whole neighborhood. Where have I missed? Same thing on mobile app, so really nice being able to do that. Really, just once again with the boundary is another great place to use that is the mobile app. So let's say you're in here and you want to start driving, but you don't want to waste your time because your time's valuable as well, and you want to see what do I want to drive to and spend your time on? So let's say that I'm in here, mobile app, I'm looking at things in satellite view, and I'm going to go up to the search bar, just like how I did with the desktop, and I'm going to choose boundary. You absolutely could do a search for a zip code, but then you're driving to these properties that are scattered about. So once again, boundary, really being efficient with your time. So let's say I choose boundary, and then I want to just tap on the map and show me all the distressed properties of what I'm searching for in this nice selected area and for what I can manage of driving to that day. So let's say selected this area. Up near the top right, there's a little box option. I'm going to click on that, stop my search, and see what's going on in this selected area. Same kind of filters.
Let's do tire landlords.
Okay, let's see here. That search, okay, tired landlords. Okay, so in this big selected area that I've done, found those tired landlords. I'm going to save those. Maybe, these are the folders I have, but maybe I want to make a folder named in the top right. There's a little addition. So maybe tired landlords in Phoenix. Create a new folder. Now I can save those properties to that tired landlords folder, ready to go. Save those. And now it's going to route me to those properties in that selected neighborhood. So great way to really focus in on that spot and hit all those properties. Select your default folder. So, you save those properties in your tired landlords folder, but what about if you see a property that's that is your, like the neighbor of it, and that looks like that has a bad roof. So I want to press, maybe my default folder for the drive is my driving for dollars folder. So I'd start driving to those properties that come up on my map here and hitting all those tired landlords, and then adding, maybe I find one next to it that I can add to my list. So I can save that immediately to my folder, continuing on my drive, or maybe I want to take a picture of the property, view the details, skip trace it here, just like the desktop, being able to do this in the palm of your hand, get in contact with those property owners. Taking a picture here, and being able to manage that, send them a text or a mail piece right in front of their property. So continuing on that drive, then you drive around that area and it would track you while you're there, stop that tracking, and then it's going to be recorded in your driving routes once again, just like the desktop. So really, really great way is that boundary search. Let's see here. Another great way would be like, hey, I just want to get in my car and just start driving. I don't want to do a search. I have a few errands to run. I just want to say, start tracking. I could just press this button up here in the top left, start tracking, pick that default folder, my driving for dollars folder, and then just start adding properties. So many different ways you can go about it. There's no right or wrong way. Being able to just really quickly get in contact with those homeowners.
Powerful stuff, guys. Powerful stuff. Anything additional, which is more to it than this, but I just wanted to start with the basics to see some of the possibilities of this particular tool / app. And but anything you want to add additional that we just need to really cover, Landry?
Those are the biggest things. I mean, being able to just keep in mind, totally, you're able to search for properties, drop down and kind of select them here too, right from satellite view, virtually drive. So whatever you are wanting to do or have time to do, it's manageable in here and kind of gives you the freedom to do so. So I think those are the basics.
Okay, well, guys, if you could bring your screen back up, your video back up, Landry. Basically, again, it's a tool that it'll work with a lot of different things, but the main thing is it allows you to pursue properties whether on the actual mobile app or on your desktop or laptop, with some certainty of, hey, I can look for this particular type of property, vacants, pre-foreclosures, because a lot of times with vacant properties, they may not appear to be vacant. And sometimes you really have to go and check them out or whatever. They may still keep loan or whatever, but it may be a vacant property. There's an opportunity there. Like the tired landlord thing, that's what I really like about it, that particular filter there. But as far as how you can actually obtain it and access it and try it out, you can go to my site, diggerlater.com. You'll see an option there for it. It'll be the one for the virtual driving for dollars. And right now, for individuals that will go through my channel to access it, what are we currently offering, Landry?
50 free skip traces. So getting that contact information 50 times for free.
Boom. There you go. Plus the 7-day free trial, right?
Right. Yep.
Correct. Okay. Boom. So we really, really appreciate her sharing the tool with us. We're going to do more of this as I become more successful at using it, and just stay tuned. But definitely, I think you should at least check it out to see if it's something that'll work for you and make some money, which is the main goal. So again, Landry, we really appreciate you showing up, sharing this powerful, powerful tool. And as I always like to say, guys, we'll see you on the flip side.
Thanks, guys.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.